Hey guys, I'm Tony.
And I'm Jill, and we're from Let's Travel Family. This week we want to talk to you about what life was like spending a week in Lombok without Tony, and to be a little bit honest with you, or really honest, about how sometimes full-time travel can be really hard.
Especially world travel.
It's so new to us, you guys. We went from RV travel to world travel with our 4 kids, and this has been very different. And there's been some challenges, and we want to share some of those with you today. So stick around. Like my new helmet. All right, we are off to extend our visas here in Lombok. But one of the challenges is making sure that we're showing respect to their culture, and so we all need to wear closed shoes, which means no keens, long pants, and then long sleeve shirts. So it's warm, so we're gonna go early in the morning and make it happen. We just went to immigration and got the kids' fingerprints and photos, and we weren't even thinking, and they had burnt fingers from the side of the pool, but luckily it worked. So when we first arrived in Lombok, we had a little over a week with you before he had a planned trip for work to fly to Paris, France. So there we were in Lombok, Indonesia, getting to know the country and the island, and getting to know our housekeeper, Rena, and even being able to like see a little bit. And it was good, it was really good. It was hot, we were getting acclimated to the heat and only having air conditioning in the bedrooms.
Yes.
Which is not something we're used to. That's just, we're not. We had friends there. Clementine and Peter showed up towards the end, right before you left, and the kids were playing games, and we did a lot of fun stuff. We even went to the beach. Rena, our housekeeper and now a really good friend, took us to like the local beach there. And we even went to the locals beach for the sunset. So anyways, that was an awesome experience to be able to go to the local beach with the locals and see the sunset, and the kids were running around. It was a lot of fun. We made some great memories. What had happened was on the fast boat over, we started to notice that Jasmine was starting to get a cough. And as that week progressed, her cough was getting worse. But we knew that Tony still needed to fly out, and I felt very comfortable that he could still leave the country and leave the kids and I there, because Clementine and Peter, friends of ours, were coming and staying in a villa right down the road. Our friends Sandy and Jimmy and the kids were staying in a villa also right down the road. So we had 2 other sets of friends, and we gotten so close with Rena and her husband and kids that we felt just really okay with you leaving, even though Jazzy wasn't feeling well. It's official, Tony's leaving us for Paris for a work trip. Kids aren't too happy, but we knew this was coming. But we're in a great place. We are loving Lombok, right, Lil? And our friends just arrived an hour ago, Clementine and Peter and the kids. So we have them here sharing the same villa area. We can walk to each other's places. We're feeling good right now. So we just gotta keep it together. Daddy will be back before we know it. Saying goodbye to Daddy. Going to Paris, dear?
Oui. Chantilly, France. Chateau de Monteville.
And there he goes. There goes Tony. Now it's just me and the kids, but I also have Clementine and Peter and the kids and Rena and Sandy and the kids will be here tomorrow again. So we'll get through this next week. We will. Jazzy hasn't been feeling well. She's been laying low and she hasn't had pool time in a couple days. So Lilia suggested, why don't we turn the hose on out back? So we did. She's in her swimsuit. I feel like this is the best place because it's like kind of nicer than a pool, or I'm sorry, nicer than a bath, but it's not the chlorine pool and everything with her cough. So she can be out here cool enough. You're still not better. And it's been over 2 weeks. Look at your bruises, girl.
I have to get something first.
What are you gonna get?
I forgot I left the vitamin C pack in the fridge.
Oh, we should have some more. Yep. Okay.
I didn't get that.
It's so hard because she seems so much better during the day, and then I get this feeling of, oh, she'll get over it, or if it's whooping cough, you can't do much, you just gotta let it run its course and give her comfort. But then at night, it's scary, and we're in a foreign country, and Tony's not here, and I'm alone in the house with the kids. She can't catch her breath. She got so bad she threw up. We don't do antibiotics. Like, we really don't do them so that when we need them, they work. And this might be a time where we really need them, but I don't know if she has a bacterial infection or if they'll even test for that here, or if they just give antibiotics, which is what it sounds like they often do. Is you go into the doctor in Indonesia, your kids are sick, they give you antibiotics. But I think I'm kind of over that and to the point where we're willing to try something. Because in addition to all of that, you guys, the other 3 kids have bad coughs now, and I woke up with a low-grade fever this morning. So by about midweek, after talking it over every morning with Rena, because she would always message me in the morning wondering, how's Jasmine feeling? And I'm always like, it's getting worse. And she offered over and over, do you want me to come with you? And I'll bring you to the doctor. I'll help you, bring her to the pediatrician. So she made an appointment. I said, yes, let's go ahead and do it. She made an appointment with her local doctor, but then we decided to go ahead and go into the main city of Mataram and see a pediatrician, a child specialist at the local hospital. So luckily we had Peter and Clementine still there, and so they watched the other kids for me while Rena, the amazing woman and friend that she is, took both Jasmine and I on her scooter, and we scooted about 40 minutes one way with a mask because she would cough so bad. We had to pull over twice. I don't know if I ever told you that.
Oh.
Her cough is so bad that we had to pull over so she could catch her breath. And we got to the hospital. It's still nighttime in Paris, so Tony doesn't even know we're doing this, but I messaged him, so he'll probably be calling us wondering. But Rena suggested we go to the international hospital here in Mataram because then they can do some lab testing and we can actually find out what's going on, more so than just giving her meds. So we got a 30-minute scooter ride. All right, your lungs are clear. You don't have pneumonia. Yay! But they did get a prescription for antibiotics and the coffee medicine to help. They think it could be whooping cough, but they're not sure because it's not very common here. So we're kind of a wait and see approach, but we're waiting for our medication and then we will scoot her back, right, Jazz? Yeah. It's a very different experience being in a hospital in Indonesia. And they were so kind and so nice, and I'm so glad we had Rena because she had to interpret for us because they didn't know a lot of English. I don't know any Indonesian. And we basically got a prescription for antibiotics and a cough medicine, and told that if this doesn't work, then it very well could be whooping cough, which is what I kind of suspected. So we went back, started giving her the antibiotics, and it didn't get better. So by the end of this week, well, he's still gone. Jasmine's cough is getting worse, actually, not getting any better. She is miserable. We're inside all the time. We're at the villa all the time. Remember, we only have AC in the bedrooms. But luckily we had Rena and her family who went to the market every morning for us. They cooked for us. We had fresh food. The kids had friends to play with and they were swimming in the pool, the older kids. So we got by, we made it happen. And by the end of the week, the night before Tony gets home, Gwendolyn, how does that even happen? She gets a bug in her ear. What do you do when your daughter comes down and tells you there's a bug in her ear and it's crawling in there and hurts? Good thing we had this guy with us here in Indonesia. And I look in and sure enough, there's an ant crawling in her ear. So we looked it up and you put oil in. All right, let's check it. Gwenny has an ant in her ear. It crawled right in. I could see it with this. And I read that you're supposed to put oil, so we have garlic eardrops here, and you're supposed to float them out. So we're trying to float them out in here. Well, we made it. This week has been an 8-day week without Tony here in Lombok, Indonesia. The kids and I have hung in there. We've had friends to hang out with. Clementine and Peter and the kids, and Sandy and the kids have hung with us for a bit. Rena, our amazing housekeeper and friend, and her family have been here to help us so much through this because we've been struggling, as you know, with Jasmine and her really bad cough. But what have we learned during all of this and this whole week? That we can do this and that it's okay to lean on someone or people if you need help. We really leaned on Rena, we've leaned on Clementine and her family, and we've gotten through it with very little tears, surprisingly. We've also learned that we really don't like being apart from Daddy. Our family just is so used to being together all the time, and so we're gonna try our best to not have to do a lot of these trips where he needs to take travel trips for work. And we keep saying it, but maybe on the next one we really actually do just go with him. We just don't like being apart. And I know that's probably wishful thinking because there are times where we're just gonna have to be. But man, when we travel full time, why not be able to travel where he has to go for a work trip and just make it happen? Because we just don't want to be apart. Oh, Jazzy's waking up. So, do we love Lombok?
Yes.
Yeah, we
Would
do.
love to go back and see the
Yes.
rainy season.
It was dry.
Yeah, they
It
were
was very
doing.
sunny.
Yeah, they were in a record drought, and to the point where wells were running dry, and you know, I'm sure there was fire danger.
Yeah.
There was a lot of brown, crispy vegetation around. So it'd be interesting to go back and see more of the springtime when it's all lush and green.
Yep. And we did do some great things. When the kids started to finally feel better towards the end of our stay in Lombok, we did do some great things that we're excited to share with you next week and probably the week after. including visiting the gillies and doing some snorkeling and some local things with
Base
Rena.
jumping in a volcano.
No.
No.
But just keeping it real. You know, we're trying so hard to stay positive, and I think we're doing a really good job of it.
I'm trying to realize how fortunate we are. As exotic and great and amazing as world traveling is, it's still life. You still get sick, still got bills, still got life. Still happens while you're on the road, no matter if you're in an RV, you know, in a condo, in a villa somewhere, in a hut in Mongolia. It still happens. People get sick, people are growing, they're hungry. You gotta figure all these things out while you're on the road.
Hard full-time travel can definitely be difficult.
It's always an adventure.
It is. It's always an adventure.
Adventures can be good or bad, but it's always an adventure.
It is. And we appreciate adventure.
Yes.
You know, even though it can be hard.
Yeah, if you get bored easy.
I was gonna say, we don't.
If you get bored easy, world travel's for you, because you can't get bored.
That's totally me, you guys.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up here. The kids keep interrupting. We're excited for the next couple of weeks to share with you some of the awesome things to do in Lombok. We really did love the island, and we love the country of Indonesia, so.
Sea turtle surfing, that was amazing.
No, we didn't go sea turtles.
Tie them together and go surf.
No, we didn't do that. We did some other really cool stuff.
Very cool.
Yeah. All right, if you have any questions, remember to shoot us a message, and we will see you next week, guys.
Take care.
Bye.